Hello everyone, and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Todd Chrisley's son says dad rejects him, wishes things were different. Kyle Chrisley opened up about his strained relationship with his dad on Father's Day. The son of Todd Chrisley posted a photo on social media, stating that he wishes his relationship with his dad was different, sharing that Todd won't talk to him. Continue reading to see what else Kyle said, plus a timeline of the father-son relationship. Kyle's relationship with Todd Chrisley has been strained. Kyle Chrisley is the oldest son of Todd Chrisley and ex-Teresa Terry. He was estranged from his father for quite a while. In 2014, Todd and Julie became the legal guardians of Kyle's daughter Chloe. They were appointed her guardians due to Kyle's drug use. At the time, Kyle felt as though his parents were using his daughter for television ratings. However, the father and son reconciled their differences in 2019 shortly after Kyle attempted to take his own life. Around the same time, Todd and Julie Chrisley were being investigated for fraud and tax evasion. Later, it was uncovered that Kyle, his sister Lindsay, and his biological mother were the ones who alerted the government to Chrisley's tax fraud. In 2019, Kyle Chrisley came forward with several statements about his sobriety and what led him to turn his dad into the Georgia Department of Revenue. He said that he lied about the allegations at the time. About a year and a half ago, my biological mom and my sister Lindsay were responsible for turning my dad into the Georgia Department of Revenue for tax evasion, he wrote on social media. I was battling drug addiction, and I felt like he was trying to control me, so when they said if he's locked up, he can't put you back in treatment, I said okay. I should have said, no. As you may know, Julie and Todd Chrisley were found guilty of bank fraud, conspiracy to commit bank fraud, tax fraud, and conspiracy to defraud the United States. The real estate mogul and his wife were sentenced to 12 and 5 years, respectively. What's happening with Kyle Chrisley now? Although it was revealed that Kyle Chrisley may have had a hand in putting him behind bars, Todd Chrisley tried to reconcile his relationship with his son. A recent social media post has people wondering what their relationship is like now that Todd is actually serving time. As mentioned above, Kyle Chrisley shared a photo of his dad holding him as a baby on Father's Day. The photo, which was shared to Instagram stories, showed a young Todd Chrisley with a squirming baby Kyle in his lap. Over the photo, Kyle wrote, "Happy Father's Day, Todd Chrisley." Then he continued, "Even though you won't talk to me, I miss your good night, I love you son texts more than you know." If only things were different. The November chill settled over Nashville like a reminder of everything Chase Chrisley wished he could forget. Some mornings he woke with a pit in his stomach, one that wasn't from regret but from longing. Longing for something simple, something he once had without even appreciating it. A father who looked at him like he mattered. Tonight was one of those nights when the weight felt heavier. Chase sat alone on the back porch of his townhouse, hoodie pulled tight, breath forming soft clouds in the cold air. Inside, his phone buzzed with notifications, social media tags, texts from friends, a reminder to approve an endorsement deal. He ignored them all. Instead, he stared at the single unread message from a number he knew by heart. Dad. He had sent the message yesterday. "Hey Dad, can I visit you next week? Just want to talk." There was no reply, not even a delivered checkmark. Chase scoffed under his breath. Figures. He had always been the easygoing one, the one who laughed when things got hard, who cracked jokes when emotions got too real. But the last 2 years had cracked him open. He'd tried to be strong, for Savannah, for Grayson, even for Chloe. But no matter how many times he told himself Dad was just overwhelmed, busy, stressed, reality had become impossible to soften. Todd Chrisley had shut him out, and Chase had no idea how to fix it. Savannah arrived just before midnight, as she often did when she sensed he was spiraling. She didn't knock, just stepped outside with a blanket wrapped around her shoulders. "Bro," she said softly. "You okay?" Chase didn't turn. "Yep. Perfect. Living the dream." Savannah rolled her eyes. "Chase, your stories hide the truth about as well as Dad hides his hairline. Try again." Despite the ache in his chest, Chase let out a short huff of laughter. "Don't insult the man's hair. It's all he's got left that doesn't come with a court date. Savannah sat beside him, pulling her blanket across both their shoulders. For a moment, neither spoke. They didn't need to. Silence between them had always been comfortable, something they had learned to cling to after life kept handing their family storms. Finally, Savannah asked the question she always dreaded the answer to. He didn't respond? Nope, Chase said, jaw tight. Not even a stop texting me. Nothing. Savannah sighed, resting her head on his shoulder. I don't get it, Chase whispered. I've made mistakes. I know that. But I apologized. I've tried. And he still treats me like I'm some stranger standing outside the gates hoping for a miracle. It's not you, Savannah murmured. Dad is Dad. He gets prideful. He gets stubborn. And when he feels hurt, he pushes away before someone can push him. Chase kicked at a pebble under his boot. But I'm not trying to push him away. I know. She squeezed his arm. I know. Chase's voice cracked in a way Savannah rarely heard. I just wish things were different. She looked up at him, eyes softening. Me too. The next morning, Chase drove to the only place he still felt grounded, the tiny fishing pier where he and Todd used to spend Saturday mornings back when life felt simple, back when the biggest stress was whether they'd catch something big enough for Todd to brag about at church. He sat at the end of the dock, feet dangling above the water, wind slicing through the early sunlight. Memories washed over him. Todd teaching him to tie a fishing knot, Todd fussing at him for dropping his sandwich in the lake, Todd laughing every time Chase complained about waking up before dawn. That man felt worlds away now. Chase pulled out his phone again, staring at the unanswered message. The familiar ache returned. But today, he didn't want to feel sorry for himself. He wanted answers. He scrolled through old voicemails, Todd nagging, Todd joking, Todd lecturing, Todd loving. Then he reached one dated nearly 2 years ago, just before everything in their lives had collapsed. Chase, son, I know I ride you hard. But it's only because I want the world for you. Don't ever doubt that I love you. Even when I'm angry. Especially when I'm angry. Chase closed his eyes, breath trembling. Then why'd you give up on me? He whispered. Behind him, footsteps scraped against the dock. He turned to see someone he didn't expect, but someone he needed. Julie's best friend, Pam, stood there holding a paper bag and a thermos. Savannah told me you might be out here. She sat beside him and handed him hot coffee. Thought you could use warmth. Thanks, Chase muttered, surprised.